What's up, everybody? This is Miss G out here on a Monday. Hello, Facebook. Hello, YouTube. Africa awaits. We really gonna get into this. I'm having a special today. A special. We're gonna get into some real. We're gonna do some deep dive. We're gonna get into some real conversation. Hey, Kaden. And I want this to be extremely interactive. We are talking about, I was going to do Mauritius, okay? We're going to do Mauritius tomorrow because someone sent me one of my Glow Tribe people sent me a link, and I'm not surprised at all. They sent me a link that said Google searches for leaving the United States surged 1,500% since the election results came out last week. Y'all put a one in the chat if you're not shocked. I know that's all people been looking up. So what we gonna do about it? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about Africa, talk about how we're feeling since the election, what type of headspace we're in. Let's talk about it. So we're going to wait for a couple people to come on. Give me a few minutes. I'll be right back. Give me right back. Sorry about that. I busted out my champagne last week. I bought it on Tuesday. Just if. So I said, I'm just celebrating me. So this is the last of it. Hope all is well. Hope your weekend is going well, everyone. Holla at me. Put a one in the chat. If anyone is on YouTube, Africa Awaits, please, folks, subscribe and like Africa Awaits on YouTube. Africa Awaits will be a YouTube platform that is specifically dedicated to repatriation, right? To the continent of Africa. So we're going to talk about everything about moving to the continent. And just if you don't want to move to the continent, moving someplace else, because it's tips and tricks and just really looking at options, looking at plan Bs, because what I feel personally, and I saw this, I did a video on this a year and a half ago. What's your plan B? Are you ready for 2024? I did that the beginning of 2023. Just saw it coming. Because just the basic numbers, 1 plus 1. And, Kamala never, I feel personally that she was never interested in that position because she knows she's been in government for decades. She knows how it goes down. She knows how dirty it could be. And I don't think she was feeling it. And hey, Miss Nazinga, welcome. And I just think that I don't want to say forced, but she had to. And I think she probably had a sigh of relief that she didn't win, because if she did, she would have had so much responsibility on her shoulders. And they would have constantly given her the business, and made every block for her not to do well. It's the same as what we run into on our jobs. We're not good enough to choose, but we're good enough to save. So we're never the first pick, but when they get in a pickle, all of a sudden, they come to us to save the day. They did that with Barack, and they did that with Kamala. And I saw a picture of Kamala today. I don't know if it was recent, but it was her with her Howard sweatshirt on, honey, with her Howard sweatshirt on, her hair up in a ponytail, and she was playing with her nieces and nephews. And I think that's what, after 4 years, she probably wanted a break. And that's what she probably wanted to do at the end of the day. And really, she didn't even ask to be vice president. She's really been forced into these situations. She was asked to be vice president so Biden could win. If everyone remembers, folks were like really looking side eye. And, they needed someone black for and a black woman, and they said, Biden, if you don't choose a black VP or a black woman VP, you're not going to get any of the black vote. So he went and got. So I don't think she was ever down for this. So as I said, don't feel bad for Kamala. God has saved her edges, for real, because you'll see what happened to our wonderful past president, Barack Hussein Obama. When he went in, he had black hair, just looked so youthful. And he came out gray as his t-shirt. Okay. So that's a lot of responsibility. It's not fun at all. Government is no joke. I had like a itty bitty, like this bit. I couldn't be Michelle Obama, and then they've gone through it, and then gone through it with grace. I would have went and cursed somebody out like quickly. I've tried to. When I was in Petersburg, I have gone up to people's house and knocked on their door. So couldn't do it. But anyway, so tonight is a special edition. And the person that told me about, she's not even on, but maybe she'll come on later. And I said, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to talk about this. Let me fix this. Yeah, I was like half cut off. I said, let me talk about this. So she sent me a clip that said Google searches for leaving the United States surged 1,500% since the election results. Are y'all shocked? And I would love for this to really, really, really be interactive. Caden on the Zinger, would y'all like to come on and let's talk about it? Because I don't want this to be like a one-way. And happy Monday. We're supposed to do Mauritius, but I'm saving Mauritius to tomorrow since this is an important topic. And we can really look at it. So if y'all want to come on camera, I can bring you on camera. Just send me an invite and I can bring you on camera. But how do y'all feel? Put in the chat. Um, how do y'all feel about this? How do y'all feel? How y'all feeling about where you think the country will go? Do you think it's a good idea for Black people? I'm going to stop using people of color. And that's because we always got other people's back and consider everybody else. And Black women has turned in their resignation to help people of color. No, we're gonna do the Black chicks. We're always save a lot. We always save a Negro. We always got the cape on. We have turned in our capes. And where honestly do you feel this country is going to be in 1 year, 4 years? So let me see. I'm not shocked, but I wonder how many people will actually make the move. Yeah, the crazy thing is people more than you think. I'm gonna put it more than you think. So in my travels, and even when I went to Kenya in April, I went to Kenya in April. There is a community, an expat community in Nairobi with just in that small community, probably 15 people. Is really more than that, because that expat group is called uh, Black Expats of Kenya, and I think it's a couple thousand people in that group. And when I was going through the group to like see the people, probably 80% of the people has joined within the last 2 years. So people are really, really considering moving. There's several people that I follow that happens to be from Atlanta. I'm using Atlanta as an example because I've run into a lot of people that um, have left the country, are in plans of leaving the country. That's here in Atlanta. And the reason why I bring that up is because out of all of the 50 states, if we wanted to really assimilate and have a community together as Black people, Black excellence, Atlanta is it. Atlanta is the Black Mecca. And if people are like, I'm out of here, and they're from Atlanta, Atlanta was the last hope. So it's real interesting to see. But there's a lot of people that are across the water. I've met several like guys, and a lot of times guys really don't like to move too much. And I have seen more YouTubers that are guys under the age of like 40 that's traveling. They don't have any kids, and they like to travel, so that's what they do. It's too funny because they have like a nickname, Passport Bros. I'm not going to tell you why they have that name, but it's they have a nickname. And I know at least five uh, uh, American guys under the age of 40 that are travel YouTubers, and they travel every chance they get. So, yeah. So, and when I was there in April on the coast where I am, it's a coastal little town. You got to know about that town. And I met five people while I was there. Five people. And that was in Nairobi. This was on the coast. So every time, I travel, I run into people in Africa. It's crazy. Like when you're there in Africa and you meet people, you really have to think about the journey that it took to get to the continent. Hey, how are you, boss boy? How are you? Welcome. Um, how long it took for the journey, cost and everything, and then y'all are in the same space. So that's really interesting. So Ms. Nazinga, Bossa Boy, how are you all feeling? Because the question of the night, I was going to do Mauritius, and I received a link from one of our Glow Tribe members, um, sharing that Google searches for leaving the US has surged 1,500%. And people were trying to plan to move out of the country anyway because they're just over it, just over the whole culture of the US and what we have been fed. Even I just shared, it was a white guy talking about we've been sold a whole ton of goods and we're struggling. This is that. It's uh, so um, folks are just not feeling it anymore, and when they go to other countries, they see that your quality of life everything is just different and an easier, much better quality of life in all aspects. So yeah, so let me see. I feel the people of color are simply tired of struggles. Yeah, well, America great. America was never great. It was only great for white men. White land owning men, period. So, they want you to think that America was once great, and we're just trying to figure out why. It's always been divisive, it's always been fighting, brutal, stealing, killing, everything, capitalism, um, just everything. It's never been great from the inception when Christopher Columbus came and his people went and gave gave all of the Native Americans freaking VD. But we're not gonna go down that road. And sicken and the poor Native Americans, you can hardly find them now because, you know, they just wiped them out. It's very sad, very, very sad. So, what's y'all plans? Bussa boy, where are you from? Are you from the U.S.? Is that your government name? Is that your stage name? Where are you from? Talk to us. We're talking about um, moving forward and deciding if we the choices that we have to stay, go different places. So I'm on also YouTube. Hey YouTube, anybody in the YouTube streets, put a one in the chat um, about the direction and what we need to do and what we need to go. So that's what I will be talking about in addition to talking about all of the African countries. We are going to get into not only the travel to the African countries, but also to live there and what it takes, the process, because I am presently going through the process. I've been going through the process since last May of 2023. And really, since COVID is when I decided, I'm like, nah. But when those babies in Uvalde got murdered, that's when I was done. I was totally done. So I am going through the process and just sharing my journey with folks. And now, I can really open the platform to share and give information and resources. So, anybody else have any questions? What's your biggest fear? If would either of you consider um, moving, or you're like, well, I'm just going to sit here and deal with it? And if you say that, I want to know, or we want to know why. I'm just curious. Tell me why. Tell me why. Does anyone before the election, let's say, let's talk about before the election. Um, were you content here? Or were you thinking about, I think I want to make a move, or you were just going to travel or whatsoever? Where I want to know where people's heads are and why you wouldn't want to consider, like, the factors. Is it money? Is it employment? Is it your family? What, because there's different reasons why people are like, well, I don't want to sell my house. Well, I have family over here. Well, and you're not going anywhere forever. Like, people make it seem like, hey there, going back to your mom is always a great thing to do. Africa is the motherland. Ghana is the capital. Yes, that's Ghana, right? That's the Ghana flag, if I'm correct. Welcome. Welcome. Okay. Yeah, the media. The media makes it seem Africa is not safe. I've been to Africa 6 times. Never had a problem. Walk around. I felt more at ease than definitely here. And just from, in a lot of the African countries, especially Kenya, they have security, like high level security all the time. So you try to get cute, they got an AK-47 laying right on the side of the hip. Okay. So, um, in the United States, I've always had a desire to travel on a regular basis, potentially move out of the country for a year or so. Yeah, no, it's definitely, but I really feel that we as Americans, hey Val, hey Miss Val, we as Americans, um, yeah, we as Americans, we don't have to take this. We have options. And what have I been saying for the last week? What is the name, the word of the day is passport. US passport. US passport is um is the word of the day. And the US passport, we can get up and go anywhere. Like, it seems like people get anxiety if it's like, okay, I'm going to move to Africa or wherever. Hey, Courtney, welcome. I'm going to move to Africa or wherever. And it's like, well, because I don't want, because no, you can come back because you're American citizen. You will never lose out on your passport. That is one thing, like one thing that we have the right to, that nobody can take away, that we have that entitlement to, that no one can take away. As Americans, we got that US passport that is more valuable than Bitcoin. Like, seriously, more valuable than Bitcoin. Hey Q, thank you. You see what you started? So how are people feeling? So I said, so pre-election. So tell me, with everything that Val, Anybody want to come on? I want someone to come on so we can have some conversation. Who wants to come on camera? Who will be the brave person? You don't have to be brave because all of us the same, honey. I got my little scarf on, honey. Pre-election, you weren't nervous pre-election? I've been nervous for about 2 years. I did a video the beginning of 2023 because I knew that the election was coming. So, and who was going to be in place. So I had a video saying, are you ready for 2024? What's your plan B? And I did that video, I think January of 2023. I just saw it coming. Let me see. I'm going to move the respect the last 4 years. I'm going to move. I don't understand. I'm going to move the respect the last 4 years. I didn't get that one. I didn't get that one. But who wants to come on? So let me ask United Projects and Busa Boy. Because you are out of Ghana. Do you want to come on? So because we know that Ghana is one of the top choices where people are repatriating, right? I'm saying it right. One of the number one countries for Black Americans leaving the United States, going to Africa. Ghana is like the number one. So do you want to come on and talk to the people about the benefits of Ghana? Because you are saying, come to Ghana, come to Ghana. My people want to know, the Glow tribe wants to know why. Why should they go to Ghana? What does Ghana have to offer just by basically you as not outside, but looking at what is going on in the United States? You want to come on? You want to come on camera? Come on camera. See, now you quiet. People be all in the chat until they got to talk. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. So it looks like people want to travel. Okay. Ooh, sorry. I am so sorry. Okay. See, I hate touching stuff. Hold on. I want someone to come on camera with me. Come on camera. Let's talk about it. United Projects. Come on camera. Come on camera. Let's talk about this. You're telling us to come to Ghana. Tell us why. Don't be shy now. Do not be shy now. Keep saying the same thing. Okay. So, Ms. Val, if Ms. Val is still on, the pre-election to the post-election, what was the difference? Because America was America. America hasn't changed. Donald Trump has still been around. He hasn't changed. The only difference I feel is, they made it very clear how they feel about Black women. Part of the concern is that a lot of Americans are just used to the luxuries of the United States, and the media makes it seem as many African countries can't offer those. So I get it, but it sounds like the resonating word is what the media is telling us is, and real talk, I've been there. I know people there. A lot of people living better than us. I know when I go home, I go back to my house. I I'm living like 10 times better. My house is 4-minute walk to the beach, private pool. I have a caretaker, I have a maid. If I wanted to cook, so I'm trying to understand. Uh, uh, there was, I think Ms. Nzinga said, "Oh well, it's not safe." So, in what instance isn't it safe com- compared to the United States, where we've have on average, and it's just interesting. We haven't heard of any shootings, but I think last year we averaged about 260 something mass shootings in 1 year. Kenya had one mass shooting, and that was in 91. They haven't had one since. So safe where? And the other thing is, as far as safety, um, other countries really have rules of engagement and respect for the country they live in. They just have they just have a universal respect. I feel that here in the United States, with supposedly our freedoms, not freedoms, because they say we got freedoms, we really don't at the end of the day. That no one respects it. It's just like I'm going to do what I want to do, and no one's going to tell me anything, and you know everything's just free reign. No, there's no order. But in other countries, it's a respect and it's an order, no matter how it. Sorry, I cannot come on. Oh, it's 3:34. Oh, you're in Amsterdam. Okay. So, well, you could always still come on. It don't matter what time it is. You're on now. You could come on. We don't care how you look. But the safety. I'm a solo traveler. I'm a solo traveler over the age of 50. I never feel uncomfortable at all. And I lived over there for 3 months by myself. Never a problem. Never a problem. And you, as a tourist, if you go and travel as a tourist, you're definitely not going to run into any issues. So, United Projects, tell me, because people are bringing up the concern about safety. Is there a safety issue in Ghana? Is there a safety issue in Ghana? And then also, what was I going to say? Um, the media tells us things that they want us to react to, not what it really is, not what they just want us to hear, but they want us to react and respond to. So they've had this narrative. Yeah, they've had this narrative for decades. That's why a lot of people are just so, oh no, I don't want to go to Africa. Then when you go to Africa, you're like, wait a minute, we've been bamboozled. I've told two people about Africa. They went over there, and I had so much excitement when I was talking to them about my time in Kenya. They went to Kenya, and they came back and told me, Gloria, you didn't like tell us how you were excited, but you should have been 10 times more excited. They were just blown away. Let me see. I am mad because the whole time from when I was a young girl, beautiful. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It was always beautiful, and it has resources. We've been talking about it every day. We've been talking about the resources in Africa. Now, um, I Africa has evolved, so it hasn't always been like this, but there's people that live better than us. Like when you have a maid, a cook, a driver, and that's regular. That's not because you're rich. That's not, you just have help. You have a housekeeper, you have a nanny, you have a cook if you want to cook, you have a driver. That is normal. That's not anything like, oh, that's normal, to the point where when they build houses or you buy a house, there are staff quarters. It's normal. Normal. So, you know, like they not living in huts, trust. Now, some people that's in the bush and they live, they living in huts or whatever the case is. That's just how they getting down. That's on them. But with them living in huts, guess what? They still got to an edge up on us as US people because we're only seeing something through a lens. So supposedly we got luxuries, but luxuries, what the heck? Sorry, y'all. Sorry, y'all. Sorry. Be careful, please. I thought the thing was gonna fall. Yeah, the luxuries. What luxuries do we have that we gotta finance, pay through the nose of? The same luxuries. Positive result. You're helping the tribe. Well, it's just options. It's options, and I'm only sharing my experience, my journey, what I've seen. And now that I am connecting more, and it's such a beautiful thing, I encourage people to check it out. And you shouldn't be afraid at all. If you can get up in the morning, get in your car, and drive to the grocery store, we'll leave it as that. You're not afraid of anything. You can go to any country. You can even go to a Middle Eastern country. Most countries are more safe than the US. The US is probably, unless you run into a country that's in the middle of an active war. Pretty much every country in this world is safer than the United States. That's just what it is. But they tell us that, oh, be safe. Don't go over there. But wait a minute. But they don't say anything about the 4 mass shootings that just happened in the last 2 months here in the United States. So, the safety, I am a solo 50 plus, almost 60-year-old woman traveler. I don't have a problem at all. And I have walked the streets, got on the back of a motorbike. You just got to have sense, common sense. And a lot of times folks not stupid. If they know that you are from the US, you are a US, visitor, they're not going to do anything crazy. If you're in, some places that may, that are known, but most of the time, the African people, as we have studied on our journey with this series, are a humble, very welcoming, very nice group of people. So, of course, it's going to be bad apples, but they have just drilled it in our heads. But the interesting thing is that I kept going towards, and then I kept going around, is the media, the Western media code, the other folks tell us, oh my God, it's so bad. Oh my God. Like when I'm telling y'all, when you do your research on YouTube, make sure you look at a Black person giving commentary on the country and not a white person, because every time I have watched African country and their summary, it's like night and day. The white person always kind of throws that fear monger, or it's so poor, or it's the poorest, or, you know, they never, ever, never, ever. And I forgot what country, they never highlight how well the Africans are doing. They may say, well, Kenya or wherever, or Ghana is real growing in their demographics and their blah, 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 blah. But they never say how the Black people are living so well, and the millionaires and billionaires, and in their money. They even now have trillionaires. And just to let you all know, since we're talking about this, and we're going to continue to talk about it in the series. So we're on M now. So it's going to do Mauritius. We're going to do Mauritius tomorrow, but I'm going to continue. Let's talk about Africa. So we're going to continue until we get to Zimbabwe and talk about every country, you know, if it's travel friendly, if it's livable friendly, you know, the good, bad, and ugly. That's fine. We're going to go through all of them. Then at the end, like I said, I'm going to start over, and we're going to talk about what countries are, and their pluses, minuses, their cost of living, you know, the process that you have to do to start the journey. I did a video. Check out and subscribe, because I just started the channel Africa Awaits, on 10 top things to start your to get prepared to move, because I know several people that jumped up and moved in 2020, and they had a bit of a struggle. Some people came back. You want to be prepared. You don't want to do this as a knee-jerk reaction. So that's why I was curious if Miss Val's still on the phone, on the line, that you were thinking about travel before the election, but now you want to move. So I don't want like to do panic, because America, what we say, life be life, and America be American. Okay, it's no different. America is the America on November 6th was the same America on November 1st, was the same America on July 4th, 1776. It's the same. So, you know, it's, if you're ready to look at something different, you can just stay a year or two or whenever. But as Americans, you have that freedom to do that and choice. You're not stuck here at all. It's only in your own head that you feel that you're stuck. You're not stuck if you want to make a change. And with the reasons why you don't want to move. Oh, and I keep going back, and then I go in another direction. So all the times that they're telling us that it's unsafe, as I told y'all before, every time I go over there, I am the only Black person. Hear me now. I'm the only Black person. I've been over there 7 times, and I lived there 3 months. I am the only Black person in tourist spaces over there. That's other than, not even tourist spaces, that's not a resident. I'm the only Black person. I'm the only Black person. And I'm looking and I'm like, wait a minute, am I in Africa? Because I'm the only Black person. So The media wants us to stay stuck here or think we got to stay stuck here. But what I personally feel within the next, what time is it? 9:49. Within the next 20, 25 years, if we're really sick of it, because we have so much power. I want to let y'all know how much power we have. Think about it. And especially Black women. Okay, so Black women are the highest educated demographic in the United States. We forget that because people want to define us until they need us. Okay, we're the highest educated demographic in the United States. We are the fastest growing demographic that will start their own business and succeed. Black women, we handle our business. And then on top of that, Black women, us as a collaborative, as far as Black folk, but women, um, if all of us left this country would be a third world country. Because who buying what? Black people and Black women are the number one consumers in the United States. And they want to shade us. We have power. We have brain power. We have financial power. We have spending power. We have the grit. We got the hustle power. We got everything. So being here in the United States, and it seems like we're just running on a treadmill, if we take those, because there's so many things in other countries, but especially in the continent, that is just like um, fertile soil. That if we took what we have going on here and just do it over there, millionaires. And they have predicted, they keep this quiet, but the next round of millionaires will be coming out of the continent of Africa in the next decade. The next 2 decades, the mass amount of millionaires will be coming out of the continent of Africa. 20 years, I'm interested to see how the United States is going to look. They're going to be close to like being a third world country. So let me look at this real quick because it's almost done. Um, you have a hesitancy that a lot of Americans are used. Okay. Yeah. No, you want to see luxuries. Have a staff that weighs on you. Do you have a staff that's waiting on you right now? No, you got to go to the refrigerator. You got to clean your own room. You have a pool in your backyard. No, they live in like for real. So anyway, let me see what else. Q, part of the concern. I keep seeing the same thing. Okay. Honestly, hearing, yeah, no, that's all I can do is keep it real. That's it. That is it. That is it. But I just wanted to, is it blowing your mind? Are y'all shocked that it's been a 1,500% increase? And today's Monday, so that's 5 days. And the Google search, the amount of people that decided that's a lot of people, that it surged 1,500% in 5 days. People really tired of it. And it's not just Black people. As I said, I've seen several white people on YouTube. They're over it too. They're just over the overall. We have the overall plus the racism that we got to fight. And I'm tired. I've been tired. And you know, I'm just, the toxicity is just, I just can't do it. So anyway, anywho, So if no one else has anything else to say, United Projects, I wish you could have came on. We didn't care if it was 3 o'clock in the morning. We are fine. But tomorrow, I want to thank y'all so much for coming on. And I will send you some information as usual. Uh, I will see you tomorrow at 9 p.m. Facebook and YouTube. Go over to YouTube. Please give a sister some love. Subscribe to Africa Awaits to get this page rolling. And we're going to learn more and more about the process, because that's going to be the conversation. That's going to be the conversation. People, I ran into a lady today. She came by to like buy some chairs, my dining room set or whatever. And I told her that I did travel. And she was talking about Africa. She said that her and her husband had been talking about Africa. And it was just wild that she met me or whatever. So people are really talking about it, and people are seriously thinking about making a change. Oh, and before I forget, it's coming close. I keep talking about it's coming closer, but with everything that's going on, I am developing a relocation guide of the step by step and all the resources. So you're not, out there by yourself. If you're thinking about not just moving to the continent, but moving anywhere, this is universal. So I hope to have that out by the beginning of next week. And that's your step-by-step relocation guide. So it's okay. It says 3 new comments. Hold on before I get off. So it says Ghana has its safety concerns, but overall is considered relatively safe destination. West Africa is just petty theft, is armed robbery, but they don't have guns. So how's it on? Do they have guns in Ghana? I know in Kenya you don't have guns. Scams, online scams, yeah, and traffic act. So you see there, people, they consider a traffic accident a crime, and say that's their crimes. So just to give y'all 11, not you going into the grocery store and someone comes in with an AK-47 and shoots it up. Traffic accidents. And I live in Atlanta where someone's always running into the back of somebody. Okay. So no worries. So it says, I'm trying to see. Kaden replied, I think Yeah. So anyway, I will see y'all tomorrow. Thank y'all so much on Facebook and on YouTube for checking in. We are going to talk and talk and talk about the continent. So if y'all have any questions, we will be talking about Mauritius tomorrow. And Mauritius is really, really nice. I'm going to give that a nice handbag for not just a travel location, but also living. So I just got to dig more into that. But I'll see y'all tomorrow. Y'all take care. Bye.